Usually I share in my videos various urban achievements and interesting projects, but this time I'm going to make a kind of emergency release about some not so positive news, which is a good illustration of the fact that high-quality public transportation requires large investments and constant maintenance of the infrastructure. This is Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. Its population is about 3 million people and the basis of its transportation system is the subway. However, for a city of its size, the Kyiv metro is not too big. It has 3 lines and 52 stations. In addition, there are trams, trolleybuses and buses in the city, but they suffer from congestion and the subway is the fastest and most predictable way to get around the city. Kyiv subway has been operating since 1960 and the newest section of the Blue Line was launched between 2010 and 2013. And actually this is where the problem has now appeared. According to the local press, the tunnel walls between Demyivska and Teremki stations were depressurized, which led to groundwater flooding and the risk of the tunnel's destruction. As a result, train traffic on this section was stopped and it was closed for repairs, which is expected to last for half a year. There are 6 stations on this section and residents of the surrounding areas immediately experienced huge problems with the transportation. And at the same time, the stations themselves will continue to be used as a shelter during the Russian missile attacks. The city authorities claim that instead of the subway, they were going to launch duplicate bus and trolleybus routes, but they clearly failed. Huge crowds of people gathered at the bus stops and there was not enough space in the transport. On top of that, trolleybuses and buses get stuck in traffic jams and completely stopped during the air raids. People also complain on social media that metro stations were closed without any warnings or announcements. At least at some of them the doors were just locked without any explanation. The section where the flooding occurred was built between 2008-2010 and opened during the presidency of Viktor Yanukovych. And the construction was quite difficult because it was done underground under the Libet River bed and looks like they didn't do everything right. However, it is also possible that the problem is in proper maintenance of the tunnels, because on the photos all the structures look very poor and it is hard to believe that they were built only a little bit over 10 years ago. Long story short, we can only empathize with the residents of Kyiv who used the closed stations, as it has caused them great inconvenience. A bit later, it was reported that in order not to stop subway traffic completely, the second tunnel would be used for shuttle trains to go there and back. Although with this scheme the frequency of trains will be about half an hour instead of few minutes, it is still better than nothing. So time will tell how this will work in practice. I hope that the Kyiv authorities will be able to solve the problem and restore the subway operation in this area as soon as possible. But in general, this story is a clear example of the fact that a subway with the underground tunnels is an expensive and complex system that needs not only to be built but also maintained properly to avoid such force majeure events. And if you save money on daily maintenance, sooner or later you will have to spend much more time and money on emergency repair, like here.